Okay.
Did you see the Power Rangers stuff today?
I did see
Oh,
that.
it's so sad.
It's so sad. It's so sad. It's like old men being like, "It's morphin time." And I'm like, "Oh, just go to bed."
It's so sad, but then I was also like, why is Rita Repulsa a robot? And then I looked it up, and apparently, first of all, she was played by a Japanese woman,
Yeah.
and then they got a couple of different actresses to do her in other series, and then apparently she came back in like 20 seasons later as like a good guy.
She's a recurring character. Yeah, she's the fairy godmother of Mystic Force.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
That confidence in Sam's voice, he just recites Power
Yeah,
Rangers
wow,
lore.
I didn't have you pegged as a Power Rangers lore man.
Oh, mate, up to that. Yeah, it's not good there.
Sam's sitting there thinking, do I do this? Do I reveal?
How far do we go? Yeah.
The podcast's only 2 hours long. Do I have time for this?
We go through every single Ranger and which one was the best.
What was the one that had they had shapes on their face?
Zeo.
Oh my god, nerd.
That's all I remember. I remember the shapes. There was like an animal themed one.
Yeah, Wild Force.
There was a cyborg police officer one. What was that
There's
one?
been a couple like that. There was.
I like the movie with the boy who like.
Oh, I missed that entirely. That movie.
Oh no, the movie where there was like 3 Power Rangers. I think there was like they were ninjas, I believe, and there was a boy, like a little child, who turned into a man when he transformed into a Power Ranger, and it was all about slime.
It was a bit weird. That was during Turbo era, I think, which I also think the Blue Centurion, the police officer, was in. I think that was Turbo.
That was during the Turbo era, I believe.
We're gonna need Sam. I think we're gonna need like a Power Rangers tier list from you now.
Yeah, we'll get that at some point. This sounds really grim to do with like that new series, but any character, because it's been so long, right? Mm-hmm. Any character that's not back in it, I just assume that they've just died of old age or something.
Well, 2 of them haven't they?
That's what I mean. Like I know the Green Ranger passed away. I think
Ranger
like last year.
And Yellow's gone as well.
I thought she passed away a long time ago. Zordon is gone.
Well, in that trailer, the yellow Power Ranger being dead is like the plot point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we've got to do this for Mom or something. Oh, fucking weird.
Wait, really? That's kind of... I don't know about that.
Yeah,
well, no, I think she dies like at the start. Like Rita kills her right at the start. It looks from the trailer.
Yeah, it was...
Yeah, but she's dead like in real life, right?
That trailer. Yeah. Let me put that out there.
I get what Will's saying. It is kind of weird to be like, this person's dead in real life. We're going to use that as a plot point in our Power Rangers movie.
Hey, at least they're not doing a layer and like CGing her.
I mean,
what if they had the budget? I doubt a Power Rangers throwback film has a massive budget.
Just be there. I know, man. People that are passed on should just let them go.
Yeah, or even if it's like, oh, the family consent to it, it's like, that's still not right. That's still weird. Just let
you do stuff in honor of people and in honor of their memory, but to like still use them. Yeah,
we I was talking about this today because there's a show just popped up on Netflix which is like Elvis Presley, Agent Elvis or something, Agent Presley. Yeah, and it's like a cartoon about Elvis Presley being like an archer kind of spy character.
Yeah,
and I was like, it's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know, because wasn't there that documentary that came out quite recently that was like, oh, it turns out he wasn't that cool. He wasn't.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh, we can make use of his character because we know he wasn't as cool.
Yeah, I know. I just find it weird. Like, yeah, I don't know.
All I know about Elvis is hound dog and that he died on the toilet.
Eating a burger or something, right? I don't know if that's a meme or not, though. The whole like burger thing. It just sounds like something add on to the end. Like,
that does sound like an urban legend, but I don't really know.
Just like add on to the end. Like Elvis Presley died on the toilet and he was eating a burger. I don't know.
Like, how would they know that? Yeah.
Sounds like an AI prompt or something.
It does.
Elvis Presley on toilet eating burger, 4K, stained glass window painting, Go.
Shall we AI that right now?
Oh, please don't. If you AI that at some point, I'll use it as the. No, I won't use it as the thumbnail. I'm not committing to that. All right, let's get into this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Game FourCast, weekly game podcast where we get together and chat about all the games we've played and all the new news for the week. My name is Josh, aka BottlerWorks, and I'm here with Olive Meister Will.
Yo.
Quick, Steve.
Hey, my name is Steve, and I have a question. Would you rather eat a small baby goat or one of those matter babies?
And Sammeh.
I am Sam. What's the matter, baby?
Got it.
Oh, I'm glad you saw through it because I was about to ask. You nearly got me, you son of a bitch. You nearly got
Got
me.
it. You should have answered. It would have been funny.
It's a bit of a different week this week because we've all sort of played the same things, right? So
Yes.
I think so, right? Yeah.
The only thing I've played, which you lot all definitely have not played, is called Mighty Doom. I'm not going to go
I
into
played
this.
that.
I'm not going into this at all because it's shit. But it's you've played it as well.
No, I haven't.
Oh right.
What's the Mighty Doom?
Is this a mobile game?
It is, yeah. So they did a trailer ages ago. I didn't even get a tab ready for this. I was like, this will be just like 2 minutes.
God.
Yeah. Look at this. This is Doom on mobile. And everyone was like, okay, interesting, cool, whatever. But it's like the most mobile game ever. There's not much Doom here. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is a rip-off of a game that already exists and is really popular.
Yeah.
It's just like vertical screen.
Oh, I wouldn't expect that from a mobile game.
Oh, mobile game aside, I mean, it seems a bit weird to slap like Doom on kind of like not a rip-off game, but
I just wish that mobile games weren't mobile games. Like, why can't mobile games try to actually be like a decent game first and cash grabby second? But they all just seem to be cash grabby.
So really, really quickly, this is you know how Vampire Survivors you shoot automatically, right? It's like that. You shoot, you go from top to bottom, kill the enemies, go to the next screen. Every 10 levels, you get a boss, and eventually you'll get to a point where you either don't do enough damage or you die too quickly. So you go back to the main menu and you level up weapons through, playing the game a lot or loot boxes.
Is this new? Is this a new game?
I think it is. Yeah, I got a thing literally today saying like, "Do you want to install it?" And I was like, "Fine, whatever. I'll have a quick look."
Okay, so I'll see this in the bottom of Reddit reading shorts.
Basically,
the gameplay at the bottom of it. Yeah,
yeah, as the distraction.
Oh right, yeah, I see what you mean.
Like there's auto runners that you see.
Yeah, don't play this. Like no one needs to play this. I've checked this out, so that
I want
to
play.
I'm
installing it right now.
Already installing it, mate.
God, fucking damn it!
I'm not.
Can I make this? Look at this. This should say everything you need to know.
It's cute
about this game. It is. It's not cute. It's chibi.
Yeah.
Do you know what that model would do? It'd fit perfectly in Animal Crossing.
It does kind of look like that. It looks like the Mii Fighter from Smash Bros.
It does. It does. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought I'd get that out of the way early. It's kind of stupid though because even when I finish playing it, I'm like, I could play 2 more minutes of that. It's like, no, stop.
It's the gaming equivalent of shorts, isn't it? Basically,
literally, yeah, literally.
It just exists to consume your time.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's get into the actual meat of this week then. So, going from this, then you've got a similar jump would be Diablo Immortal because that was all mobile trash, but we've been playing Diablo 4. So that's kind of a segue. Yeah. I'll go. Oh, we can rock with that. Yeah, Diablo 4 was open beta this weekend. It's just had the closed beta or early access beta the weekend just gone. Yeah. What did you all think of it?
Oh, good.
I really enjoyed it.
I really, really liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah, same. I was like, for me, I enjoyed playing it, and then I was like, oh, it's Diablo, and then it got to the talent system, and I was like, oh, okay, I like this now.
Even then, I think it started off like strong enough. Like I feel like they didn't just vomit skills at you like they normally do.
Yeah.
Which I think was quite a nice change of pace for Diablo. Because normally it's like you've killed 7 mobs is your first skill. You killed another 10 mobs is your second skill. Now make choices.
I liked. I felt like the fact that you can re-roll your talents really early as well for free means I was like fiddling around a lot, trying to just like try different abilities.
Yeah.
What did you play? I played Sorcerer.
A sorcerer.
I played Barbarian by myself and Sorcerer with my girlfriend Erin.
Oh, you did twice. You did twice then.
I played Barbarian.
Now,
so Sam, how you want to talk about the balance a little bit?
Yeah. Let's go, because here's the thing: I was playing through, right, and I was like, okay, like the bosses are actually quite challenging. That's nice, but it's standard Diablo. And then you listen to everyone else playing, and they're like, you take damage, you get hit.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a barbarian. I have to walk up to every mob as they do this swing that you can't really dodge. Like, you have a dodge. Are there iframes? I don't think there's iframes.
Didn't feel like the dodge was very useful at all, But except for when they were, like, super obvious.
Big
like, that first boss does the jump up, slam down move, and that was like, okay, dodge. I see what dodge here, right? That's what it's there for, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think it might have also just been latency, because I did the world boss.
Did you?
Yeah, I did it once. Didn't finish it. We got it down to like the final pip of health. But it has this big sweeping attack, and I would try dodge rolling, and I would try like teleporting, because sorcerers have a blink, and I would like be safe, and then I would still die. So I think it was kind of latency issue as well sometimes.
Yeah. Oh no, you carry on. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, because that's one negative of the weekend I had was. It wasn't running the best. Sometimes it ran fine, but especially in the open worldy sections, it would stutter a lot.
I had one issue when we first started playing. We started on the Friday. I was playing with Laura, and we got like half an hour in, and it just cacked itself and kicked us out. And then the queue was like an hour to get back in. So we're like, okay, not playing now. And then I tried again on the Sunday, and it was absolutely fine from start to finish on Sunday. I don't feel like I had any problems on that day. A lot of people had like, played what they wanted and left. So I was just on the tail end or something.
I played a lot through Saturday. I didn't play during the first day or the first few hours because there was always going to be issues then.
Yeah.
But Saturday, this game ran buttery smooth for me.
I got that new PC.
I also had no problem.
Yeah, I had a pretty decent time as well. There was a few hitches here and there, really minor, but nothing that was like annoying me.
Like mine was playable. It's just like, especially out in the open world, especially when like loading into new areas, it would stutter a little bit. It was still like playable, but I also tried turning everything down to low, because usually my PC can run stuff on high usually and be fine. Sometimes I had to turn it down to medium. I turned every single option down to low, and it was still having the problems. So I was like, oh, it's not a graphical thing, it must just be
I think because my girlfriend had the same problem where it was like on first load, it's like whenever we did the new thing once, it was like, so it's streaming in something that's making the game stutter for her, at least. But that only lasted for like half an hour, not even that, like 20 minutes, half an hour, and then for the rest of the session she was absolutely fine.
I found cutscenes were a little iffy sometimes, where it would be chucking the camera all over the place in a cutscene, and every new sort of camera, it would have to really suddenly load in.
It felt like playing an old Unreal game.
Yes, I was going to say that. It's almost that's spot on. It's like, give me a second, I've got to load these textures.
Everyone looks like a morph character for a second, and it's like, oh, we're here now, are we? Okay.
See, I skipped all the cutscenes because I want to watch them when I play the actual game. So
that's what I was there for. The cutscenes in this were great. I thought they were brilliant.
I was shocked how good they were.
I want to. The same reason, like, I didn't even hit max level in the beta, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to wear myself out, because I was having a good time.
Yeah.
I could have done nothing but Diablo 4 over the entire weekend.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear myself out. I
did the
am
same
now
thing.
looking forward to this game.
I did the same. It was Sunday for me. I had the whole day, not the whole day through. We went away for the weekend, but we got back in maybe like 1-2 p.m. on Sunday, and I was playing it, and it was like 5-6 p.m. I think, and I still had the whole evening, and I made the active decision to just stop playing because I was, in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy this. Like, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm going to get this. Why finish all of Act 1 now and get blue balls by probably something right at the end when I can just play it in like 3 months?
Like I said, I played a lot. I got my main character to 25, which is the max for the beta, and I got my alt. I guess it's weird. It feels weird to say about a Diablo game, but my alt that I was playing with Aaron, I got to like 21 or 22, I think. But that was all. None of that was doing story. Basically, I did like maybe 2 main missions. Because it's all open world now. You can just go wherever.
Scalable,
yeah, it's all scalable
there
open
are
world.
some zones where it's like, okay, it's scalable from level 20, from level 30, stuff like that. But
it's kind of weird because it's like Diablo's. It's sort of open world, right? Like kind of, but you're like heavily gated by story progress before. Whereas now it's just sort of like, you just wander about, do what you want, sort of thing. So me and Aaron spent the whole weekend just getting into shenanigans, doing events and side quests and dungeons and stuff.
But do we know that if in the final game you can literally do the prologue, get that out of the way, and then just clear off to the Act 5 area of the game?
Well, I don't know. I assume they'll put some limit on it.
Because outside of the odd like world event showing up, and you can do it with people, is it that much different to Diablo 3?
Yes.
Because I honestly don't remember a lot of Diablo 3. It's been so long.
Well, I guess we don't know. But what it looked like when you opened the map was you had all of Act 1 to explore. But it was all part of the same overworld map. Whereas you literally can't leave Act 1 of Diablo 3 until you finish the story and get teleported to the new zone, basically.
And even then, Act 1 of Diablo, every map of Diablo is just like, here is the map for this level. There might be an event on there. Do it if you want, but just please do the story.
It much pushes you through the story much heavier in the older Diablos.
You're just on rails. Even in the older Diablo games, they are open. They're not open world. They're open.
Yeah.
But they're still on rails. This is not on rails.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you go to, you could see the other areas and they're like, oh, it's level 30 or something, and you try go to them, rather than there be like a hard gate, it just says you're going to an area that's not available for this beta, turn back around or you'll be kicked. So it's not like there's like a wall or something like you would expect.
Yeah.
I'm excited though. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. I don't play these games the same way that everyone else does. I tend to just finish it once and then like, that'll do.
I'm the same. For Diablo 3, I'd like take ages like getting a character to max level, and then everyone else like, oh, I got that to max level in like 2 hours. I'm like, how? That's took me like 7 days. And then also I didn't like in Diablo 3 how it's kind of like, every season it was like, make a new character. Your old characters are basically useless.
Or it's one of those games as a service forever game, isn't it? We want you to play Diablo forever. That's just where every game is now.
I mean, I hope there are seasons in Diablo 4. Because the seasons in Diablo 3 were fun.
Yeah. That was the whole...
That's the point of the game, basically.
The campaign becomes like not even part of the game after a while. But I thought it was good. I have a couple of things I wasn't too fond of, which was that I don't like the people just popping into your world at random thing. I wish I could turn that off. I had
a part when I was playing where a guy popped into my world and he was going where I was going, or what, I don't know for sure, but he was going like the same direction. And all the like fights and random encounters were appearing when he was going through, and he was killing them, and I was just like a little bit behind. So I was like,
Yeah.
You're playing the game for me a little bit.
Yeah. I quite like, it's like it's quite a grim world, and it's like seeing like Fart Hoofer 420 running past me to go and do his dailies or whatever. I was like, I don't think I like this. I wish I could.
If you don't like it now,
private.
if you don't like it now, it'll be worse when they're all wearing cosmetic gear. And
cosmetics,
massive. Like Korean free-to-play MMOs with like massive wings that glow, and someone goes past on a unicorn they got from a Twitch Amazon promotion or something. Like that will happen.
Yeah, and I think that kind of thing, like if you extend that out to the whole, it's like a Lost Ark, like online always live service thing. I'm like, I don't know if I love that for the idea of doing a weekly boss, on a reset to get gear. I'm like, that's not what I go to Diablo for, sort of thing. Like,
well, it's like when Steve said, "I'll make sure you hit level 20 to get the backpack or whatever that you won't be able to get ever again." My brain just goes to, there's going to be millions of things in this game that I'm never ever going to get. Like,
this is a speaking wolf. It looks so cool.
Yeah, but it'll like. There'll be 1,000,001 battle pass things and paid cosmetics I'm never ever going to get. Like, what's one more this point? That's how I see it anyway. I don't know if this is on your notes, Will, but one thing that I found a bit odd was I wasn't a big fan of like the level scaling of random fights in the overworld. I felt like I'd be fighting packs of wolves or whatever they are, like werewolf, warg things, whatever. And I'd be like level, I don't know, like 3 or 4. And I would clear them with a button, click. And then I would level up a bunch. I think I ended the game. I stopped playing around like level 16, 17 or something. And those same mobs would jump out the bushes and I would still kill them in the exact same time. And it didn't feel like I was getting more powerful. That might be just like an early game thing.
I think, it's tricky to comment on those kind of things when it's like you can only get to 25, which is like the leveling points in Diablo are never. You go through like peaks and troughs as you level up in Diablo, right? Where you'll find a really powerful legendary. You'll suddenly be blowing up rooms with no problem. Then like as you get, unless you're barbarian, and then as you level up more and that becomes like less good, then you'll start to have trouble again. Then you'll find another legendary, and that's kind of just the process. So it's like, because I also I'm not 100%. I kind of miss the skills from Diablo 3 in that I don't want to go full back to Diablo 3, but like the leveling process in Diablo 3 was like every level you get something interesting, something new, right? It might be a new skill or it might be I think they were runes, right?
Like a variation of your skill.
Like an old and it might be something simple like, oh, instead of one fireball, now you throw 2 fireballs either side of you, and you're like, oh, cool, I'll try that out. And in this one, at least the amount we played, I would level up and be like, 1 more point in chain lightning. And that was just like, I didn't find that super exciting.
I had one point where I was going through the sorcerer skill tree and I had maxed out all like the abilities that I wanted. And like you said, I didn't want to put like 1 more point into chain lightning or something. So I was looking around and I was like, what is this passive? And it was like 3 more mana. And I was like, okay. I use a lot of mana. That sounds good. So I took it and then came out of the thing, looked at my mana ball, my resource, and I had 103 mana. Exactly. And I was like, didn't really feel like a big change.
And it's like, it's tricky because I'm like, I don't want to be like, oh, it was kind of leveling was kind of boring, right? Because I also feel like they kind of shower you in legendaries, and it almost feels like they're supposed to take the part of what the runes used to be. Because it's like, instead of getting a level and being like, oh, my skill does something different, it was like every dungeon or every couple of dungeons or something, we'd get a legendary, and that would change like that. Instead, I'd put that on and it would be like, now your ice shards pierce people, and I was like, oh cool,
okay. I never saw any of that. That sounds cool.
I only got I think I got 3 legendaries in total.
Steve showed me a screenshot of his character, and he was legendary out of his mind.
Yeah, I feel like post level 20, me and Erin were just getting like we'd kill bosses, and she was like, 2? Really?
Yeah. That's to appease all the Diablo Immortal pay to players that come in to play this.
Yeah, maybe.
That are used to dropping like 50 quid and getting 4 legendaries. Because you had all maxed out character, right, Steve?
Yeah, I had maxed out level 25 Sook with full legendaries. Not all of them were like ideal for me. Like some of them were like increases your fire damage. I'm like, but I'm an ice mage.
Yeah.
But still, it was they definitely dropped, and there were definitely some like interesting effects where it was like, oh, like my ice barrier now, whenever I move, it makes little shards on the ground, and definitely made the game a bit more interesting than like because you had the talents, and as Will said, like sometimes it is you literally putting up a point just to level something up for damage.
Yeah.
There were like passes to like change the ability somewhat that you could choose, but I would kind of like a bit more.
Yeah, I didn't find those choices. That none of them were like really. I wasn't like, oh, that's tough. I don't know which one. I was like, they're always like, oh, you do more damage to stunned people, or you have a chance to crit or something. And I'm like,
yeah,
that wasn't super exciting.
It's tricky because I feel like when you look at what's the other one like is it Path of Exile?
Path of Exile
with the massive skill tree.
Yeah,
and I feel like I'm probably going to piss off some people with my no knowledge, but like when you look at a massive skill tree, a lot of it's got to be like padding, right? Like a few stats here and there.
Yeah.
And it's like when I look at Diablo 4, it's very simple in comparison. It's almost like a straight line with a few branches coming off it.
Yeah.
But then I kind of feel like having the padding maybe makes it at least look a little bit more complex. I don't know what I want, is what I'm basically saying. It's like
I don't know if you can win. Really.
No. Because like the Maniac enemy says I want a skill tree like Path of Exile size, but the complexity of of like something like Diablo, which is like that's not possible.
I mean, in my experience on Diablo 4, I wanted so many more skill points than I could get my hands on.
Yeah.
There was so much stuff I wanted to take that I couldn't take.
Yeah.
So, but then you get gear, which is like +1 skill in this skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that stuff's really cool. So I can see it being like actually quite in depth, like builds end game.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. That's like the problem with commenting on this stuff, right? I can say I'm not convinced with the skill trees and the depth so far, but it's like, well, we're level 25. We don't have. There was a whole level of skills you couldn't even get to in the beta.
Yeah.
And there was like this like Paragon system is always in, and apparently there's like whole new tiers above legendaries to get now, which is
oh god.
But what color is it? What color is it?
I don't know. There's sets, right? Which was green.
Green always feels like the wild card in rarity in games. It's like you get a green item, it's like, what the fuck? What's green?
I feel like we decided like what, like blue, yellow, orange, and then it's just kind of a freestyle, right? Everyone like I remember was it like Borderlands did teal or something?
Green at one point was uncommon, which I feel like is just gone now. I don't feel like people do green uncommon anymore.
This is funny, but I actually looked up the other day of like who decided like the color rarities, and it turns out like apparently it was Diablo 1 who decided like the
was
blue,
it actually? That's cool.
Purple, orange, yeah.
I would have thought it was something like like an old game like Diablo or something.
There was an older game that Diablo took it from, but Diablo kind of solidified the current colors of like orange being legendary and stuff.
There's always one game that does it first that everyone forgets about, and then the following game like popularizes it. It's like the whole cover shooting thing, where I think Gears of War popularized it, but there was a game that came out before. I think it was called like Kill Switch or something. It's like actually that game invented cover shooting. Like, okay, no one really remembers that. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, it's like, so what we're saying, so this is what, like Act 1 of, I assume, 5 or 6?
It's normally 5 for Diablo.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, I know you...
But it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you skipped a lot of the cutscenes, but obviously I won't spoil anything then. But The cutscenes in this were great. I thought they were awesome.
Yeah.
Again, can't wait to watch them. But I've got that thing where it's like I'm enjoying the game. I know I'm going to play it, so I'm going to have that. Try and keep as much of that pure first playthrough as possible.
The camera didn't move around right in Diablo 3 cutscenes. It was always top down. Right?
There was like there was like
did it
the CG cutscenes.
The CG
and there was like,
but in game.
There was like in-engine ones, and there was like a very small handful of cutscenes that actually, and the rest was just like talking heads and stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like at least a lot of this like main stuff in this, you'll be talking to someone and the camera will shift and it'll be almost like over the shoulder, like Mass Effect conversation or something, and then it starts jumping around doing like cinematic shots. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I like this.
Nothing like that. Yeah. But I'm shocked. The presentation at least is really good. It still feels like you watch that first cutscene where it introduces the villain, which is Lilith.
Yeah.
And she's like kind of mysterious, and you're like kind of threatening, and you're like, she looks really cool. And then it goes to in-engine, and it's like within like 10 minutes, your character you don't meet, but you have like a flashback that shows her, and she's become like WoW NPC. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, and the only thing, and she has this cutscene where she's like, oh, I have to plan. You do this, you be bad, and I'll go and be bad over here. And it's like, oh, we're just gonna be following this character.
You're gonna be following her for sure.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping. I don't know. I don't know what I was hoping, because I don't think
it's like shit.
Blizzard's writing's been a bit weird for a while now, right? But the presentation at least was awesome.
Well, she goes like, I feel like some stuff happens, and then someone goes to her like, "What do we do now?" And she starts walking away, and she says something like, "We need to prepare." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not seeing you for like 5 more acts, am I?"
Yeah.
You're going to your big Bowser castle across the world map.
Yeah.
You'll be in a few flashbacks or premonitions or some shit here and there, but we're not seeing you for a long time.
As long as it doesn't turn into it was Diablo 3 where it was like all the villains just had you on like speed dial, and they would just call you up every like 10 minutes to be like, "Hey, what's up? Still being bad. Can't wait to fight." Yeah, yeah.
You want to come over?
Oh, I beat my mini boss. Did you? Oh boy, you wait till you fight the next one. Yeah. As long as it's not that, I'll be happy.
But yeah, this has jumped from a game that I was thinking about playing. Like, I might play this to like, suddenly that month has just gotten even more busy because now I've got to put Diablo 4 in the middle of it as well.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
We had the obvious like, oh, it's Blizzard, they could mess it up, but it seems like they're going in a good direction.
It seems alright. There could still be horrific monetization, but
we'll wait and see for that. The only thing I will say is like, I feel like when you used to play like new Blizzard games, and it would be something they do like StarCraft or whatever, and it's like an old genre, but they're doing the Blizzard version of it, and you play it and you'd be like, oh, that's what RTSs have been missing this whole time. You know what I mean? And I feel like I wasn't surprised by anything in Diablo 4. It was just really solid. I kept waiting for that like feature to crop up where I'm like, oh, good shout, Blizzard. That's good shit right there. Good stuff.
It's the next solid iteration.
Exactly. It wasn't
within a stable or quote unquote stable franchise. Like it's just this is Diablo 4. It's like Diablo 3, but it looks prettier, and we've learned some things and
exactly, and it's tough. You can't be like mad that I'm like, oh, it's just Diablo 4, because like just Diablo 4 is kind of what I was hoping for after worrying about Diablo Immortal and kind of what Blizzard's been doing. What Blizzard's been doing for the last 10 years or something.
It's really weird as well, where I kind of like that at least so far. It's not done that like 1 versus 100 thing. It's like I've never really fought more than at most 10 things at once.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because you were
for sure.
That's because you were a barbarian. As a sorcerer, I was pulling hundreds. Just
also true. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. That could genuinely be true. Like my experience as a barbarian compared to everyone I've talked to has been unjust.
It's so funny. Go on.
I was gonna say, like, I'd kill things quickly and everything, but like, I never had more than 5 to 10 more enemies
It's
to fight
slower
at once.
than like 3 for
And
sure. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to not just have your entire screen just be like, here's 20 guys, like, now there's going to be 100. You have to have an AoE build.
Yeah.
We'll get
like,
there though.
You can do what you want in Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
I do think I had the same thing as you though, Sam, where I played Barbarian first, and I was going through it, and I was like, this is kind of challenging, and like they have the new potion system, which isn't just it's like
I love
you only
that, by the way. I love that
which is
potion
like
system.
you have X amount of charges, and especially in boss fights, it's like you have to do enough damage that the boss drops charges for your potion before you can heal again. So it's like if you're struggling, like some of those boss fights are actually quite tough.
Yeah.
And I was playing through it as Barbarian, I was like, they're kind of like not really, but kind of Dark Soulsified, like Diablo, and I'm kind of digging it. And then I played on Sorcerer with Rogue backup with Aaron, and I was like, "Oh no, okay, no, this is so fucking easy."
Like there was one werewolf boss, he was kicking my ass.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, I had the same thing. Yeah,
I need to press the heal potion button, but if I press it and then I get the next chunk off and he drops 2 potions, I'm a potion down. I'm on a fucking clock. Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
I feel like I was playing Sorcerer incorrectly. I took the I don't know if there's like specific builds, but I was going like pure lightning, and my auto attack was like a melee attack basically.
I don't know about that, but so our friend Welchie went from lightning is incredible, why would I play anything else, to getting a bit of fire stuff and being like, oh, well, fire's pretty good. And then eventually was like, oh, I'll test ice out. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I kind of think I like ice.
Yeah,
and I was like, that must be nice to try each and everything and go, well, this is good.
That's like how I used to play World of Warcraft, where I play like mage, and I'm like, I'm a frost mage. And then I get to max level, and it's like, Arcane does more DPS, right? It's like meta. And I'm like, I'm an Arcane mage now. I changed to whatever is just most popular and what does the best.
Just have it. You got like no commit. You got no commitment.
Absolutely, no loyalty to my build. It's like, fuck yeah, I love lightning. Lightning's the best. Fire does 10 more DPS, right? Oh, I love fire. Fire's the best.
That's what I think. That's what was so fun though. Was like you said, it cost nothing to respec. So like a legendary would drop, and it would be like, you fire 4 fireballs now instead of 1, and I'm like, let's go, let's try that out. And that would be the next like hour of gameplay or something until something else drops, and then change again. It was great.
That's good though. I think that's really good. Like constantly changing it up because you want to change it up, not because you feel like you have to.
That is one really criticism though I had was like this might be like the WoW in me, but I'm like, I would have liked like a few talent builds rather than just having the one.
What do you mean?
Like save builds?
Save some builds, yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't want it to be gamified where you just like swap, because then you just save like the best. I don't know.
But then it just felt kind of bad because there were a few times where I was trying to. I did it all myself, and then I was like, okay, let's see what the guides are saying. So like I know overpowered. And then I was trying to do it, and it was like, okay, this one. I was like, okay, I've got 1 point left over, so I fucked up somewhere. And it'd be like I tried looking and I couldn't see.
And it's like, I know what you mean, because sometimes if you couldn't remove an earlier skill, if it would cause you to go down a tier of talents. So I ended up having some really weird juggling where I'm like, talent point in this new skill that I want, scroll the way back down, talent point back in the old skill that I want, scroll the way back up, swap another talent.
Oh, like placeholder talent so you don't lose your...
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I had to do that. So
like a bookmark or something,
I see what Steve means. Like, I would like to just have a couple, like, builds that not that I've, like, researched or whatever, but just, like, a couple of, builds that I've made.
Like, if you want to change... Like, say you've got, like, a brand new fire legendary, you have to be like, okay, let me look through every single talent and do, like, a whole fire thing. Rather than I just switch to my fire spec for now, that would do, and then just change 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, it's
not,
tricky,
not like limitations or anything, but just just saving time basically. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean they're already leaning into a lot of MMO stuff that's just like one more thing, right? I guess like
yeah.
Just have almost like character loadouts. You could do the same for gear if you have certain gear. Because if legendaries are so important in altering spells, you're not only going to be changing talents, you're going to be changing gear as well at the same time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I wouldn't mind gear loadout. Was there gear loadout?
I have no clue.
Or am I thinking of the transmog? Because the transmog is another one in the list of games where it's like just do whatever you want, we don't care.
Yes, how it should be in every single game. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, because I noticed that I didn't touch any of the transmog in this, so I don't know how it works specifically. But I would sell a bunch of crap to a vendor, and a bunch of stuff would come up saying like, "You've unlocked this look, this look, this look, this look."
Yeah.
So I assumed it was going in some big like transmog box.
Yeah, there's a wardrobe in your little room at the inn, and you just go in and you say it's not even like you're overlaying it on gear; it's on slots. So you can just say, "I always want my helmet to look like this, regardless of what I put on it." Yeah, I love that. And can we talk about like how good this game looks? Like armor, at least I was like everything I was picking up, I was like, that's a fucking cool helmet I've just found. Like, and it was just like a random blue or something.
It definitely feels like they're leaning more into the like grimdark Diablo 2 look than Diablo 3. Do you remember all the jokes and shit about when Diablo 3 came out and people were saying it was too colourful?
Yeah, people were posting pictures of rainbows and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I never got that. Like that was one of the things I didn't like about Diablo was like I like variety, and Diablo was just like dark and depressing every single area. And I was like, can I not just have like a bright forest to make the dark areas like more impactful?
I feel like you're in the minority. I feel like most people that play this they want a really grim dark. Like the the opening CG cutscenes have like people getting killed and blood being turned into webbing and stuff, and it's gross.
I definitely know I'm in the minority. I just like the juxtaposition, like of like it makes the dark areas darker for me if it's like it's contrasting to some like light areas. But I do understand like people want just like
I think it's like
the game.
Diablo was grim dark, and then Diablo 3 was like grim dark, but like cartoony grim dark. You know what I mean? Like it was going for the same kind of thing, but it was all like very. Cartoony, basically. Yeah,
it was more saturated than this game. This game is very washed out. I feel it's very grey. It's very neutral. Again, this is Act 1, which is just in the most like neutral coloured area ever. So who knows if you go to hell or whatever? I assume it was a little bit. It's going to be a little bit red. But yeah, I thought it looked really nice, and it's a shame that you had the problems with it, Steve, because I found this game ran really well. We were playing on 4K on medium, and it was running fine.
Well, I've heard from a few people that it was like, like especially like the multiplayer areas, there was a little bit of like stuttering and stuff. So I think it's more optimization that hopefully they'll fix. Because also I had the problem of when I closed down the game, didn't really close down, and I always had to like right click close it. So I think it was maybe I'll try uninstall and reinstall it and whatnot.
Maybe, yeah. This is like anecdotal, but I saw some guy on Reddit saying that he left the game open for like 10 hours or something in the main hub area, and it didn't slow down or get worse or anything, which is normally normally something leaks, some memory leaks somewhere.
Thank God that guy.
I did. Like I did see a lot of people being like, "This game is a RAM hog." It really does.
Yeah,
like
but
up your ramp.
Yeah, but it doesn't like you get like memory leaks where the game over time slowly runs worse. And like I don't think it was a memory leak issue. I think Scarlet and Violet do that, right? If you play them for ages and ages, they get like.
Archive also had a memory leak issue.
There's quite a few games that it just happens and it never really gets fixed because it's just like just restart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got nothing else to really add about this. What about you guys?
No, I'm just excited. Like, it's unfortunate that for this beta they chose like the kind of the free boring classes. And that the open beta like that's coming up is going to have like the two a bit more like interesting that aren't they're not standard.
Yeah, but the way you said that implies that the three that we've just had aren't going to be playable.
No. They're all 5 going to be playable, I believe.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, you're going, we had the 3 boring ones, and now they're giving us all of them next time. You know what I mean?
It did feel like just like sort of outwards looking in like simple terms. It was like this closed beta was, who do you want to play as? Do you want to be the melee dude, the magic dude, or the range stealth dude? And it's kind of like, I kind of want to be the undead guy or the bear that's sitting over there.
I saw Druid, and like, as someone that hasn't played Diablo 2, but played a lot of Diablo 3 where there was no Druid, I was like, please let me play Druid. Please. Like, I got currently no monk boy at the moment. I need my monk, but I'll take Druid.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to DLC the shit out of these. There'll be at least a few classes that they'll add in.
Oh, they best.
They only added.
They'd be stupid.
They only got 1 in Diablo 4.
Two.
Right? Oh,
2
2.
in Diablo 3.
Yeah, we've got Crusader and Necromancer in Diablo 4.
That was it. Yeah, I completely forgot they put Necromancer in Diablo.
But
I was like
Diablo
so
3.
much later, wasn't it? It
But
was.
I feel like Diablo 3 kind of like did good, but people complained about it. I feel like Diablo 4 people were like, oh yes, please put every class in this.
Diablo 3 did insanely well. They all did.
Actually, isn't Diablo 4 meant to be having PvP as well?
It's supposed to be open world PvP or something. Yeah.
But there's an opt-in thing, so you have to opt in for it. So like, you'll be wandering around, and I don't know to fully comment on it, but my understanding is like, if you're opted in, you'll still see people that aren't opted in, and you can't hurt those people.
Oh, okay.
You can only hurt other people that have opted in.
Well, surely anything's got to be better than Diablo 3's PvP, which I think they promised it at launch, and then it took them fucking ages to put it in, right?
and then all they put in was that shitty arena,
Yeah.
which was Demon Hunter, put down turret, vault away into a corner.
I remember I was never into it, but I just remember following the news story, and it was just like, reading the story, it's been delayed again. It's shit, and just on the outside being like, you poor Diablo fans getting completely fucked.
It was really funny because I remember reading blog posts about them doing like arenas and stuff before the game came out, and then it came out and they were like, yeah, we don't really know how to balance this, so we just didn't do it.
So we won't. It looked hard, so we just didn't do it and didn't tell anyone. Okay, I'm going to shoo us along. This next conversation will be between you 3, with me sort of jeering in through the window because I didn't play this.
Did you not play it?
Which is surprising because you were the one who was most excited for this game.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck, but even I played it.
What could it be? It's Exoprimal. So
we have Lost Planet sequel at home.
This game, I don't know if this game's good or not, because I had on one side you started playing it first, Steve. And you were streaming it, and you were like, this game's fucking cool, I like this game, this might be really good. And then Will started coming out going like, this game's shit.
I played it, and I was like, what I played seems good, but it was a nice taste. It depends how much of a taste this was. Was this like most of the meal that we're getting, or is this like a small snippet?
It's probably most of it, I imagine. I mean, what more can you possibly add that's not here?
Well, I'm not sure. It's like there's like one game mode that they had, and to give them credit, like it felt varied because you do different maps and there'd be different objectives every single time. But it was the one game that they had was you play as a team of 5 mechs, and you're against another team of 5 mechs who you don't really interact with much. And you're kind of like time trial racing to kill like dinosaurs and do objectives. And occasionally you might be able to one person might be able to turn into a dinosaur and go into the other team's like lobby and fuck with them. And then at the end, you might have like a PvP section if both teams are like up to date and stuff. And
this game is primarily a PvP game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what I think. A lot of people were confused going into this because they thought it was like some kind of PvE thing against dinosaurs. But to my understanding, it is a full-on. It's a team-based PvP game with a little bit of EE sprinkled in.
No, it is like, I would say 70% PvE minimum.
Okay,
it's like competitive PvE. Like
yes,
this is how.
That's why I was yeah.
It's like if you want, it's like a competitive speed running in a way. It feels like for the most part at the start,
right?
Because you're literally just racing to do objectives quicker.
Yeah, it's PvE, but the PvE is in service of PvP because every the whole game is you ending in a showdown of some kind with a direct confrontation with the other team. It's just by getting there, doing the first bit faster, you will get some kind of advantage.
Okay. Will, talk me through from start to finish what a match looks like of this. Don't go crazy in depth, but just like what does a match look like of Exoprimal?
Okay, it's 5v5. You're all in a lobby together. You all pick out your team comp, which is really annoying, but we'll get to that later. You spawn into the match, and you are in a level, and you see ghosts of the other team, and they are doing the exact same thing that you are. The same, and there's like a bunch of different challenges. Normally, most of the game is portals will open and dinosaurs will pour out, and then at the top of the screen it will say you need to kill 100 velociraptors and 20 stealth alodons or whatever. I don't know. They just they go off the rails with dinosaurs almost immediately.
Made upasaurus.
So it doesn't matter. Yes, made upasaurus, exactly. And you do that objective, and then you move on to the next stage. And there's a ticker at the top, which is like you are on stage 2 of 3 or 2 of 5. The enemy team is on stage 1 of 5, and you're like, cool, we're ahead. And then you do the final stage of this initial phase, and you get yanked out of your map. And you teleport to some kind of showdown arena where the same thing will happen. It's objective based, but now the enemy players are live and they're in the same place as you, and you can fuck with each other and shoot each other and stuff.
So does one team get to this arena first by doing the challenge?
Yeah.
So what's the advantage of getting there first if you have to fight each other to win?
It depends on the objective. Like sometimes it's a
push the payload.
Sometimes there's a push the payload. Sometimes it was collect these like seeds or something. I can't remember what they were. And it's like by getting there first, you can you push your payload further. You collect more seeds. And
okay. How odd. That's
I
really
will
weird.
Say, though,
very odd.
You can like I'm not sure how, but like sometimes it would just be like one team gets a dinosaur spawned, and you can spawn in as a dinosaur into the other person's.
Yeah, there's kind of invasions.
Yeah, if you're behind.
Oh yeah,
it just gifts you ways to invade to try and slow down the people ahead.
And then also, I found during my play session of it that like the ends like PvP section, sometimes you would not just see the enemy team and you could just do the objective, and it was just like
we had that a couple times too.
And sometimes it was like very in your face, but like you could technically go and seek out the other team on all, or in the final section if you wanted to, you could go seek out the other team and go mess with them.
Yeah.
So you kind of got that balance of like, well, some of us should probably stay and do the objectives, some of us should go mess with the other team, and other times it was just like pure like, oh no, you need to PvP. You are basically just in an arena match at this point.
It sounds cool. I think it sounds weird, but it sounds cool. I think I should have played it. I think I just didn't get around to checking it out because it's the fact it's on Game Pass, so I'll be playing it anyway. When it comes out.
Of the three of us that played it, I'm pretty sure I came away liking the game the most.
Yeah, I was okay with it. Like, I'm like, it's not worth 50 quid, but I'm like, it's a decent Game Pass game.
I think the problem is it's a £50 game in a genre that's kind of niche, in an IP that's like brand new from a company that's known for like shuttering multiplayer only games. When they don't,
I think
well.
That's the weird thing is like looking at this. Capcom have been on a winning streak now for quite a while, right? But they haven't really like most of that's been pre-existing franchises. I think that they've been able to like rebolster. I can't remember what was the last new thing they did of this size. Like a proper full release. I hope it isn't like because the last thing I want is I don't want it to fall on its face completely and they just never try it again because just like look at this art now, it's the goofiest shit, and I think that's why Sam likes it as much as well because it's just like
I'll easily can say why I like it, and it's because it just feels good to play.
Right.
For me, it could have been the characters I was playing. I think I very quickly identified the most broken character.
Yeah.
I did play a fair amount of healer as well and tried some tanks. But, like, it's kind of got that Overwatch thing where, you've got very limited abilities, so you're just left-clicking a lot and then using your abilities at opportune moments or on cooldown. But they do feel somewhat high impact.
Yeah.
And I personally love horde games anyway, so it's just kind of a great feeling to just murder plow your way through shit. And
Yeah.
like, the game runs so fucking smoothly.
Yeah, it did run really good. It was really stable.
You get to a point and it's like kill 1,000 dinosaurs. And you're
Okay,
like,
yeah,
oh,
that was the really impressive part. Yeah.
But it might be.
There's these events that happen where it's then because every match is different, and you'll be on. It's not like Overwatch where you're on the payload map or you're on this map. It's like you'll be on a map and it's kind of like randomly generating each step of the PvE part.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you'll be on, maybe there was like 4 or 5 maps. No, probably not even that, like two or 3 maps, something like that. And some of the events were there's one where it's like kill 1,000 dinosaurs, and it's like they just start literally like a wave pouring out of like
World War Z.
Literally, like World War Z. It is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and there's no slowdown or anything. And it's like, this is happening to us. This is happening to the enemy team. There's 5 of us witnessing this, like, and everybody's throwing like physics skills. Like, this people who are like throwing grenades that like kind of lift all the dinosaurs up and stuff. And it's like, I'm like, how? This is so fucking impressive. But that was like the one thing I really liked about it. I was kind of middling on everything else.
That, and he liked playing the sniper when there was the flying person.
Oh yeah, but that's another thing. That was my biggest problem with the game, is they're doing this PvE VP, right? Which I feel like is a really tough kind of genre to crack, because it's like PvE people don't give a fuck about PvP, and PvP people don't give a fuck about PvE. And it's like, I feel like by just separating them almost with a knife,
Yeah. It's like a clean divide, yeah.
It's like I feel like
you've done your PvE, now do PvP, and then 3 out of 5 team members in your team just DC.
It's DC because they can't be bothered. And that's exactly what it felt like. Was by the end of the time I was playing with Sam and Matt, I was having a good time, but the PvE part I was completely checked out of. It didn't matter. It absolutely didn't matter. Because it's like you get to the end and it's like, oh, the enemy team got here 30 seconds before you, and it's like, cool, we'll just kill them over and over again until we do our objective.
That was why I asked
a bunch of times.
That's why I asked, like, what's the advantage to like getting there earlier or later? It feels like maybe these two elements aren't married together as well as they could be. Like bolster up the invasions a bit more, maybe, or have more PvE elements in that final fight or something, or.
Because it depends what mission you get at the end.
Yeah.
Because I've had enough missions at the end where there is no PvP. You're just too far ahead. The game is over.
Right.
But then that's no fun for the PvP people.
Yeah, but
then I also think
that they've been told all their life, get good.
But I will say they said that this was one game mode in this, and they said that the live game is going to have more game modes, so there might be a bit more PvP focused ones and stuff. We will have to see.
If
that's the thing I'm worried about. Yeah, is they're going to split their player base if they do a PvE only mode and a PvP only mode.
It's okay. I'm going to make not like a hard read, but just like an idea that I'm going to throw out there. There do exist games now that are full price releases, 50, 60 quid, whatever, but that is not the way you're supposed to play them. The first one that comes to mind is like Gears of War 5, when that came out, and it was like full price, but it was on like Game Pass and stuff, and it was like you kind of overlooked all the cash shop stuff in it. That was kind of gross because you played it on Game Pass and it was like cheaper subscription, but there were people that bought it like on Steam for 50 quid, and it's kind of like, ugh. Maybe the fact this is on Game Pass, maybe like, again, really hard read. It might be like a PlayStation Plus game shortly after launch or something.
I just feel like you cannot launch a multiplayer only game like this in 2023 for £50. I think you just can't do it.
The reason why I'm saying these things is because I completely agree with you, and I'm trying to somehow work it out in my brain. It's why they would think that.
It's like such a bad decision that you got to think like, is Capcom high over there? What are they doing? Like, it's such a bad decision.
What game would Capcom release that costs less than that amount?
What do you mean? Just like,
What do you mean?
Like, why would a game released by Capcom cost less than £50?
They make like Mega Man games and stuff that are like 10, 20 quid. Not for a while, but they have. They make a handful of little things here and there, don't they?
I don't know.
Do they?
I think.
If you can prove me wrong, I'll accept that.
But is Capcom like a prestigious enough studio that they can be like £50?
Yes.
Like, they're not Nintendo.
Capcom games. I just want like a.
They've made a lot of shit.
I just want a list
over
of
the years.
all the stuff they've made in chronological order.
We're going deep.
Isn't it Resident Evil and Street Fighter?
I think we care more about Exoprimal than anyone else.
Than Capcom does.
The Capcom does. I just think it's ludicrous. I think this should be free to play, or at best, like a tenner, like 10, 15 quid.
No,
do you not think? I don't think there's more than like
to accept
2
that I may be
evenings fun
warned,
in this game.
but I think it is such wishful thinking to think that every game that comes out now is going to be free to play or cheap.
Okay, I know that's like a tough sell, right? But I'm not saying this because I'm like, I demand a free dinosaur fighting game. Like, I'm saying this because if this comes out and it's in its current state and it's £50 with a battle pass where you have to unlock characters, no one is going to play this or buy it. Nobody.
It'll be a swift reminder to them that they're not invincible.
Yeah,
yeah. I haven't felt this way since Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite War.
I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like this isn't the kind of game where people. This isn't the next like PUBG. You know what I mean?
But I don't
Overwatch.
think it needs to be, right?
It needs to sell to somebody.
But it needs to sell, but it doesn't need to do
it's got
Overwatch
more
numbers.
than enough.
You reckon?
I think the price is high. The longevity might not be high.
I'm
might be
worried
quite
about
low.
the longevity.
But
That's what I'm worried about.
I think this game will probably make its money back, and that's it. Like
I can see where Will's coming from though, because it's like you're paying 50 quid. Like, you kind of want a game that's going to last for a few years,
right?
But like, it doesn't have to.
It's like I'm going to go into the store and there's Exoprimal and there's Diablo 4 right next to each other, and it's like which one am I picking up?
But again, I don't
not
think
specifically that, but like as an example.
But I don't think again the expectation of this probably internally is that they're going to sell millions and millions and millions of copies. I think this is probably a smaller project on a smaller budget for some reason with a higher price tag.
Why is it 50 quid?
I don't know, Will.
Because that's standard. 50 quid. I know it is a lot of money to us, but 50 quid for a video game is not a lot of money.
No, I think it also puts it means it can sit on a shelf next to other games and look like an actual product, right?
Okay, I kind of yes, but like a £50 multiplayer only game that's a brand new IP that's like I don't know. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I don't feel like anybody's gonna walk into a store and be like, "Oh, Exoprimal, fuck yeah, can't wait! I'm gonna pick this up for £50."
I think it's gonna be
in 2023 of any. If this came out like, end of last year when there was no games, maybe, but like. This is the month after the month, right? Where everything is coming out. June is so stacked. Who's going to be waiting for?
It's going to be. I want to wrap back around to this in like August, mid-August, when you either get the stories that are they either say what the fuck is going on with Exoprimal? Why is it sold 10 million copies? Or you get the story that's like.
10 concurrent players.
What was that game even called? What was the Platinum Games one that we kept? Babylon Falls.
Babylon's Fall, yeah.
We're just like, oh yeah, the game came out and there's about 7 people playing.
But like, maybe I'm just more accepting. But like, I look at like Resident Evil 4, which Capcom are also releasing, 50 quid.
Yeah.
Okay, let me sell this to you another way. What does this kind of weird PvEVP genre? Does this kind of remind you of Hood?
The difference being is I think personally, I think I'm far more invested into Capcom as a developer and publisher than you are. Will that I'm aimed at. I think.
I
like it. I like this aesthetic. I think this looks really cool. I like the premise behind it, and also Capcom haven't made a bad game in a pretty long time. That enough will make me look at it and seriously consider buying it.
I think you're all crazy.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
I think this will be delayed.
That,
I think this is going to be delayed or quietly cancelled before it comes out.
Quietly cancelled? You're insane. This game's coming out.
Right, now I think you're insane.
Well, maybe not cancelled, but I think it's going to be delayed.
The feedback from our beta was so bad, we're just going to get rid of it. Just put it in the bin.
Well, yeah, but like think about like I've forgotten the fucking name of it. Like, okay, Suicide Squad at least, right? It came out, everyone was like middling, and they were like, okay, well, we're just not going to
No, that's the difference there is they are expecting Suicide Squad to sell 10 million plus copies on week 1. I honestly think, internally, the expectations for
You think this is
Exoprimal,
like a Hail Mary?
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. I think it's like, here's a thing we've made. We have put money into making it, obviously, games are expensive, but we are not expecting to compete with Overwatch, Fortnite, other big, shooters in the market. I think if they're thinking that internally, then they are insane, because that's obviously not going to happen unless some weird.
I don't think people make financial. I don't think Capcom, that has a lot of, what's the word, fiduciary responsibilities. I don't think they make decisions like that. I don't think they make a decision.
No, I don't think.
Fucking put it out 50 quid. See if it makes any fucking money. Who cares?
I think the one thing that keeps looping back to, which I do think is odd, is the price tag. I do honestly think that is crazy.
See, I don't. It's just standard.
No, not
if anything,
not anymore. Not anymore.
Multiplayer-only games. Not in 2023.
I'm with Will here. Not anymore. Not for a multiplayer-only game.
If Overwatch can't charge 50 quid, this sure as shit can.
I would have thought this game, if 25 quid would be like about where I would
like the limit. Yeah.
It's free to play. If I'm being honest,
free, yes.
Well, free to play, but like Capcom are going to push it, aren't they?
It's tricky though, because before it's like you still don't really know what's in it as a full price game, right? If they're promising more after the beta, if anything, the beta might have hurt it, right? Where it's like, well, if that's it, then I don't want to buy that. But it's like, well, there is more, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
it's a weird one, but it's like we'll just have to wait and see to when it launches and how. It'll be interesting to watch.
I feel like we'll be talking about this for a few weeks after it comes out, just because of like I said,
it's fun.
It'll do really well, or it'll fall on its face. But either way, because it's on Game Pass, we'll be able to check it out. Because 50 quid, maybe not, but like an £8 sub for a month to play it for a few weekends with some friends.
I'm 100% going to play this day one when it comes to Game Pass, because I did have like fun with it, but I don't know.
I love how confusing, just how confusing this game is. It's just like you look at it, it's just like
it absolutely baffles me.
You just look at it. I'm looking at it now. It's like, what? Oh, what are you trying to do? What are you?
What's this Avengers ass poster?
Why are you 50 quid?
In the background? What is it?
Why is an evil AI making me fight dinosaurs? But that for me, it's just like Capcom, fucking weirdos, aren't you? making weird shit. Same people that make Dante do Michael Jackson dances halfway through Devil May Cry for no reason. Just like, fuck it, why not? Screw it. Just do it. Talking about this now, I wish I played it. I should have played this. I'm annoyed that I missed it.
It would have been really fun for you to weigh in on this. Yeah.
But,
are they doing more beta for this, or is that it?
No, they're cancelling it.
It'll get delayed. Here's my big brain. If it gets delayed by this time next week, you all owe me dinner or something.
Okay, yeah. I'll buy you dinner if this is cancelled by next Wednesday.
The game ran perfectly fine enough that I don't see what it would get delayed for.
Yeah, I think that.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm confident to buy Will dinner if it gets cancelled or not delayed.
I'm filling out the survey right now and I'm saying, delay this right now.
Please, I want a pizza. All right, let's get on to some news then. As we said earlier, we haven't played a bunch of individual stuff, but we had a lot to talk about these two, which is good because it's worked out quite well time-wise, to be honest. We'll get into some news. The sort of top news story of the week changed literally as of, what was it, like 2 hours ago? I think just for the first time ever, the news comes out before the podcast and not exactly after, which is quite nice. First one of the week is obviously it's Counter-Strike 2 being announced. I think anyone that was looking into this kind of knew it was coming at this point.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny.
But yeah, watching the CSGO subreddit literally lose their minds over the last 2 weeks has been hilarious. People taking people taking GIFs that the Twitter is posting and like chucking them through hex editors looking for release dates.
Yeah,
because they're all insane.
I have been enjoying watching people get excited for this, but yeah, it's
been great.
It's been nice seeing people get excited, I will say.
I think now that it's here and we know what it is, which we will go into in a second, it is kind of exactly what I thought it would be. Which is still kind of cool, but I don't know if I'll go back unless there's some like drastic other changes, because it's still a little bit. They're testing it now, but it's still, was it summer? I think they said this is coming out.
Yeah. Summer 2023. Yeah.
So here's the quick lowdown for what this is. Anyone that plays PC games on Steam is aware of what Counter-Strike Global Offensive is. It's been out for unfortunately. Been out for years and years and years now. It is officially changing to Counter-Strike 2, and the whole game is being ported to the Source 2 engine, which is Valve's latest game engine. I think Dota 2 got this treatment a few years back. That was ported to Source 2, and it was a similar thing where not a lot changed except for some graphical stuff. But yeah, they've gone into a few key changes on this blog post about what specifically is being changed outside of the better fidelity. One of them is a change to smoke grenades. This is kind of, I guess, only if you're into Counter-Strike you would care about this. I guess.
I think this is just cool tech in general. I feel like this was so impressive. It's like, I wish other games would do this as well.
Yeah, so to my knowledge, I think smoke grenades as of Counter-Strike Go are client-based, and smoke grenades can look different for each player.
Yeah. One-way smoke, baby.
Yeah, which in terms of a competitive game that has sometimes millions of dollars on the line is pretty shit. But no, so this new one, is Counter-Strike 2, now has volumetric smoke grenades, which can react to being shot, and they can react to grenades.
Yeah.
And they're now fully identical to every player, which is I think the most important thing. Because it was such a niche edge case. But I have seen the odd video of people being like, "What the fuck? Look at this smoke on this screen. Now look at it on my screen. How is this fair? He can see through here.
I can see right through it. Yeah.
Really cool stuff. So smoke grenades is one of the changes. You've also got. Let me scroll down this blog. The whole tick rate is all getting super high. Is this new? I'm pretty sure no other game does this, right? So tick rate is how many times the game sends your commands to the server. And higher tick rate is more ticks per second. The higher tick rate is better. I think
it's how many times a second the server checks in with every player on the server and is like, right, you're here, etc. Oh, you're dead now. Okay, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Not gonna lie, they explained it in the video. I still don't really get it. I'm like,
no,
game just does what I.
They were like, it's better now, and I was like, okay.
They've removed the whole tick rate thing entirely, and now it's done on like time response. I think it's really.
They said it's sub tick or something.
It's called sub tick. Because everyone was always saying people were thinking Source 2 was going to go to 128 tick, which is incredibly high.
Yeah.
But they've gotten rid of that entirely, and they've coined this new sub tick technology. Game's going to feel better to play, basically, especially if you're a hunt player with a tick rate of about 2.
Doesn't it kind of feel like they were like, okay, tick rate is done, it's now sub tick. It's kind of like a way for them to just could everybody just fucking shut up about tick rate already?
If they put in 128 tick rate, give it a year, they'd be like, well, it'll be better with 200 and
256.
256.
But the issue is because you played differently. If you played online and then went and played, had tournaments at LANs, the tick rate was different, and that was huge.
Well, you had like
it's a different game almost for some people.
Well, it's like the whole thing going from 60 FPS to 120 FPS, which does make a difference. Little things add up when you are playing at the upper echelon
level
of a game. Yeah. These little things do make a difference for the average player. Changing your mouse and like you say, this means like basically nothing if you're hard locked fucking Bronze League or whatever. Somebody like, yes, I can finally level up. It's like it's not going to change much for you, I'm afraid.
Now it can check in with my shit aiming more times a second than it did before.
Yeah. But I think this is cool. Just like as someone that likes just this sort of stuff, I think it's so cool to see these sorts of changes. Especially there are a lot of I can't give you specific examples, but I know they're out there. There are a lot of competitive games that are still running on like 20 tick or like 30 tick, which is really low. I mean,
I think wasn't it like Splatoon is like 12 or something?
It's
like so absurdly low that like just trading just happens all the time.
And it's like I made the joke about Hunt being like 2 tick, but Hunt's gonna have a really low tick rate as well because trading happens all the fucking time in that game.
I could not tell you what games have what tick rate. I'm like, Gun Go Bang. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh no, it's more like it's less to do with that. It's just like you must feel it when you play Hunt Showdown a lot. When you trade. And it's so common to the fact that when you play people, you're like, oh, I traded. It's like a normal thing. That shouldn't be normal.
Should be as common as it is.
One person should definitively kill the other person in every scenario.
Hunt's also getting a engine upgrade, so that will help with
possibly.
The tick rate, right?
Yeah, I imagine that might change it. I don't know.
Well, no, we don't have to get. Well, Hunt's a bit different because all the weapons are projectile based, whereas most games are hit scan, so it's.
Well, yeah, but still, you should be able to know the tick with which the gun was fired and then work out the velocity.
Yes, but then you're talking about latency, which is like on each user's end, they were the first one to click. It's entirely possible.
Okay. Okay. Mate, I ain't a network programmer. I don't know.
It's not. I like the idea that they're just like, just make it go faster, Steve. Damn it!
New update to Hunt Showdown, make it all hit scan. Problem solved. What's the issue?
There you go. Problem solved. Yeah, you're right.
Make it all hit scan, but add delay to the hit scan shots or something. I don't know. Fucking know.
And there was one more thing that they announced with this was that they are updating maps and redoing maps and stuff.
Yeah, they're doing like 3 different tiers, like 3 different types, right? It was I'll play the video in the background so people can see what's going on.
But there's the one map that everyone plays is getting updated, and then the others are just being
Dust 2.
Yeah, that one is getting like it's basically staying the same. They said they were like, it's staying the same. Don't worry, you can play the one map, and then the other maps are like, oh, we're updating them on giving and making new maps as well or something, right?
Or like Dust 2 is one of the maps that I'd say it's probably the most played map of all time, possibly in like an FPS game. It's so well known to the
map.
It's so well pointed to the known way. If you moved a single crate a few pixels over, it would fuck up someone's spot that they like hiding in and watching.
They did change it recently, though.
They always make little changes over time.
Yeah,
but like they do that with reason, right? Where like Whereas like if they're saying it's got to be the same, it's got to be exactly the same.
Yeah, well, I think it's nice. It's like they talked about like, hey, we're making everything look better, but we're not changing things for the sake of changing. Like, we're not adding Dust 3 or whatever, because we don't have to.
Because we can't make things with 3 in the name.
Well,
so
they said they were doing that for some of the maps, right? For the overhauls.
Yes,
the ones they showed specifically, they were like it was maps that aren't played at the moment. In Counter-Strike, basically.
Overpass is
okay.
Oh, apart from Overpass.
To my understanding, the overhaul basically means I think it's still going to be somewhat similar to the original. It's just now every single asset in this map is brand new for Source 2. It's been completely made from scratch, basically.
I read it as these were the ones that were actually getting fresh like geometry like changes.
Again, I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know either, to be fair.
Because look, full overhaul maps. The overhauled maps have been completely rebuilt from the ground up, leveraging all the new Source 2 tool and rendering features.
Right.
These are the ones people will be pissed off at because their frame rate's going to be super low.
Yeah.
And Overpass is the example they use.
Issue.
Yes. Sam, my game runs at 12 FPS now, please.
If they do the maps justice, I might actually give like CS:GO a try, because that's the one thing that I've hated about CS:GO is it's a simple shooter with one map that you see.
Very simple CS:GO, very simple.
Six or seven maps. But...
Yeah, CS:GO is probably one of the largest map pools in most shooters.
You only see the same one. You only see the same one. Whenever I've seen people play CS:GO, it's always the same map.
I'll meet you in the middle. It has like 5 or 6 common maps.
No, it has some of the most well-known maps in FPS history.
Yeah, but they're not always in rotation. I don't know if Steve can jump in to CS:GO right now and just play Aztec. I don't know what's in rotation. You might have to dig for it to play it, right?
But like, you'll still always have Dust 2, Mirage, Inferno. I mean, Nuke is one of the more niche ones, but apparently it's become a lot more popular recently. But
it's comparable to like any other multiplayer game. Just like yes, Dust 2, Mirage, they get played probably the most, but
yeah, they're the most well known. But
it does have a lot of maps.
I think if you did direct comparisons, CS:GO probably has more maps than virtually any other.
Your average Call of Duty. Yeah.
I think the reason I like the fact that CS:GO, at least in terms of like, when you play ranked and stuff, it makes you home in on maybe like 8 maps. I always quite like that because the map becomes also an extension of your skill, right? It's like, you can be good at playing the game, but map knowledge and teamwork and timings and things like that become a core part of being good at these games. The same way a League of Legends map, Summoner's Rift, knowing timings and all the bushes and stuff like that, it becomes a part of being good at the game. Whereas I feel like I'm going to get slated for this probably, but like in Call of Duty, if you're just good at shooting, you can probably jump into any map and do relatively well.
But it's like a different. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Yes.
This is a little bit off topic, but I have a question about CS:GO because I was talking about it and I was like, hang on, CS:GO, I've always thought was a bit meh, but how come CS:GO and I guess TF2 as well kind of got out of the loot box stuff? Because everyone hates Overwatch for loot boxes, but TF2 and like CS:GO with their loot boxes that have real money kind of got like unscathed. Other than like the gambling websites for them, they got slated.
I honestly think
they never got like brought up. Or
I think they were just too early. I think they kind of snuck in and then they had it sort of cemented. Then they were established.
Okay,
I
was like, why? How come they like Overwatch got constantly rammed? Like loot boxes are bad. But I'm like, these ones over here are basically paid and have like real money transactions. Kind of NFTs, sort of.
Because there was a whole marketplace involved, though, it kind of like it almost wasn't as predatory in a weird way.
Yeah,
but it seems like it would be if there's like real money and like gambling websites like for the game. Like there was literally gambling websites that targeted children.
It had a dark time with gambling. Don't you worry, it had its dark time. But like, where you can just win shit just from playing, and like opening a case. Like I'm pretty sure they were pretty open with their rates in cases.
We should preface this with Sam opened one Counter-Strike crate.
I opened a lot of cases,
and he got a £90 knife skin out of it.
It was £150 actually.
I just found it so like CS:GO was like praised, and I'm like, oh, it's a simple shooter with one map that people play. I know we just talked about that, and then also it also seemed to like avoid the whole loot box scandal. When to me, loot boxes with real money tied to it, is even worse than like Overwatch. Is
I think they were just. I say what I said before. I think they just snuck in because they were earlier.
Yeah. And then like
the loot
because
box scandal didn't exist.
Yeah.
When CS:GO was doing its thing.
Yeah, and I think like a bunch of other companies came along and took like some real fucking liberties with it, right? When like EA was there, like you can just buy the best stuff in the game through loot, but you got to gamble through loot boxes, sort of thing. And it's like, CS:GO has always just been like, it's all cosmetic. Just buy it or don't. We don't care.
Yeah.
Like
I want a cool
we're making
AK
money
skin.
out of it. Fine. Yeah.
I'll go buy it off the marketplace for £1.50.
That's also, you can just completely ignore the loot box part of it and just be like, you want a cool AK skin? You can just go and buy one that somebody else has gotten out of a crate for you.
That's what made Valorant's pricing so fucking stupid. Is because skins in the marketplace for Counter-Strike were worth that much, like an AWP skin worth 100 quid. It was worth that much because that reflects its actual rarity.
Yeah.
You know, there's a limited number of them out there, therefore it's worth that much. Whereas Valorant was just like, fuck it, this AK is 50 quid because we say so. It's not tied to anything.
But at the same time, it is complete artificial rarity on Valve's part.
Yes.
It's rare because Valve set the number to be rare. It's not rare like a thing is actually rare.
My argument that would be not every AWP skin is the same price, whereas in Valorant, every Vandal skin is like 60 quid.
No, that's not. That is not true. They make tiers of skins in Valorant as well.
There's also I would say you are right in that Valve are the ones fundamentally that run this economy, right? It's all random loot boxes, but they know what goes in, what comes out, right? It's a solved system.
Yeah, it's rare because Valve said it was rare, not because like it's actually.
But fundamentally, the thing it comes down to is that the player base have decided that £2.50 is an acceptable price for a key to open a box. That's what.
Well, yeah.
That's what solves the whole thing, I think. Because no one buys the keys, and you just lower the price of keys until suddenly everyone's cool with it.
Buying the key.
People start buying, but then keys are cheaper. Everything else becomes cheaper because they're not worth as much because of probability and how many boxes you've got to open, how many keys you've got to use.
It is. It's interesting. I think Steve's right. It is weird that they just kind of neatly. I feel like there's so much more controversy that could be had with that system than actually currently is. But also, I don't find it that. I don't know. I've never had a problem with loot boxes, really.
It did have a huge gambling scandal for ages. So it's not like it's like, oh, it's never had anything. Like,
but it just always seems like it was the websites that were at blame and not Valve themselves. It just amazes me that, to me, on the outside, as I said, this game is very simple, but people like froth at the mouth for it.
Yeah.
I don't get that personally.
I mean,
it's like anything is
people
simple.
Are nostalgic for it.
It's
more than anything.
Well, it's like anything that's simple to pick up, but extremely difficult to match. It's like football. Anyone can go kick a football around, right? But people keep coming back to it because there's an element of mastering it.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Same with anything.
Yeah. I got nothing else to really add about that, really. It's just that's...
Yeah.
No, I just wondered.
I don't know how to cap it off, so I'm going to do it awkwardly. I think that's kind of it we know right now.
This just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's cool, though. I mean, it's good to finally have it appear after being speculated for so long.
So they're calling this Counter-Strike 2, but are they going to charge again for it, or is it just
a free upgrade?
Free upgrade, yeah.
Okay.
They have to. There's no way they could charge for this unless it had a lot more.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. Like,
they're not Exoprimal.
People froth at the mouth for.
Oh my god, this is going to come out around the same time as Exoprimal.
Yeah, how can Counter-Strike even compete? But yeah, so that's that one. We'll move on to the next bit of news. This one is about Spiderman. If you can't tell from the big Venom on the screen.
That's Venom, not Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's Venom. Spider-Man's the red one. So
he sometimes has a black suit.
Sometimes, yeah. That's the Venom. Whatever. No one knows when this game's coming out. They've been starting marketing recently. There's been like the odd thing here and there, but no one really knew what was going on. And then as of this morning, one of the voice actors that's in this game is just like, yeah, comes out in September. And then
I just found it funny where you said no one knows when this game's coming out. On screen it says it's out September.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's right there, Josh.
Oh, what's the guy's name? I've got to find it. And it's the voice actor for Venom. He's a very big voice actor. Tony Todd. Yeah, he's voicing Venom in the game. And just literally, in a random ass tweet, he's just been like, yeah, they're going to start marketing in August, and the game's going to come out in September.
Oh, he's going to get an earful from PR.
And then people were just replying to the tweet like, okay, like, dude, are you sure you should be saying these things?
That's great.
Yeah, so
is the tweet still up, or has he deleted it?
I'm pretty sure it's all still up.
Just
so.
above that, it also said that PlayStation said that the game would be out in fall.
Yeah, we knew it was coming out this year, but I would imagine they'd want some sort of more control over the announcement of the specific release month than just their dude on Twitter being like, "Yeah, it's coming out in September."
Oh yeah, but it was somewhat pinned around that time.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that's just a funny story. I thought that was pretty good. So, you got that one there. There's a few other ones we'll go through here. This is about Amazon Luna. Do you guys remember what this is?
What is this?
Amazon Luna is another one of the cloud gaming services. It's Amazon's specifically. The reason I bring this up is because it's available in the UK today, which is, it's fine. But there's a few games on it actually tied to Amazon Prime, which I know quite a lot of people have. Because that's always the weird thing with Amazon, where because I have Prime, anything new that comes out, you can normally have a quick look at because you get access to it. So if you are curious about this, you can give it a look. I think it's like Mega Man 11, which is a good game, and a few other games you can just try. So if you're curious as to how Amazon's version of cloud gaming runs, definitely give it a look. It's going to have its own sub.
Price?
Yeah, it's going to have its own sub. It's going to cost $8.99. But it comes with quite a few games. So
okay.
It might be
Don't think it'll be for me, but
yeah, there's a certain subset of people that will really enjoy these sorts of services, I think. But that was one that was just, I think that was worth looking at. So yeah, you had that one there. You also had, if I close that, this one's kind of sad, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Lance,
absolutely worth
yeah, Lance Reddick passed away a few days ago now. He's known for a lot of TV shows and movies like John Wick and stuff like that, but he's also in quite a few games as well. Yeah, he's one of the main voices. Was it Commander Zavala? You probably know more about this Will than I do because it's all Destiny stuff.
Yeah, he's like the leader of the Titans in Destiny 2, and he was in Horizon Zero Dawn as well. He's
Silence. But yeah, he's a main character in Horizon as well. You can always tell anything he's in because his voice was always so distinct.
Yeah.
Hey Lloyd, come find me over here.
Yeah. Somebody said it in Discord where it was like he's like so often he's just like the best thing in anything that he's in. Like
yeah, absolutely.
But it was sad, and it's like by all accounts, he really liked Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah, he did. He was massive
like
on it.
he wasn't just it wasn't a paycheck. The guy like played it regularly.
Looking at you, Peter Dinklage. always almost forget that he was in that game for.
Yeah, I always forget when people bring that up. Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that was worth mentioning. People are doing lots of stuff in game, and people are like doing salute emotes and things around where the character is in game. So
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just that you're only a person. You can't really do much to pay respect usually, but anything you can do is always nice.
I hope that filters back to like friends and family. I don't know how you would a bunch of people on some weird sci-fi game are like paying tribute. I don't even know how that news reaches you, but I hope at least they get that sentiment somehow.
I imagine it will reach them somehow. I think.
Yeah.
And it's not like when you type in sort of Destiny 2 in Google today and look at news stuff. This is all the stuff that comes up and stuff. So
yeah,
definitely quite somewhat big. So you had that one there. There's a few other stories, but to be honest with you, they're not massive. It's been a quiet week. You've got Redfall. This is the what's it? Arcane. Arcane's the
please be good.
They're getting a lot of backlash for the fact that the game is always online, despite they're also pushing that it's a really solid single player game. Previews dropped for this today. So if you are interested in Redfall...
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's lots of new news out literally this afternoon. Lots of gameplay, lots of info. They've said how they're planning on adding lots of DLC in terms of like different characters and things, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, they're looking to try to reverse this always online requirement that they've got running because, it's not a good look when you're trying to also push like a single player.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's a pain when games do this, but I guess for the most part, most people are always online anyway. But
I think we're quite lucky in that sense. I think there's a lot of people still just boot up their console that never connects to the internet, and that's how they play games.
Yeah, it kind of feels like I've seen a few stories like this where it's like Arcane running around to confirm that there's no in-game store, there's no microtransactions. Like, don't worry. It's like is what this game is kind of lost in translation. Do you think for a lot of people, where they think it's just weird?
I think
I don't know what it is.
I think this game, the marketing for this game has been really terrible. There's still people. I'll be like, oh, at Redfall, right? It's the new Arcane game, and people are like, yeah, Left 4 Dead game, right? And I'm like, oh. And I can't be bothered to correct them because I don't really know what it is.
That's the one thing that always comes back. That's the one thing it always comes back to is Left 4 Dead game. Left 4 Dead game. It's Left 4 Dead. But it's not really. It's
yeah.
So it's like you say, mixed messaging, kind of poor marketing is kind of making this a bit weird, and it's not that far from coming out now. It's really not that far.
How far away is it?
2nd of May. So
damn,
about 5 weeks.
And like you guys have talked about it, Dave talked about it. I still don't know what this game is.
I don't really know either. I'd like to get my hands on it and give it a try.
Yeah, I'm not. I was gonna say I'm not really paying attention because I know it's coming to Game Pass.
It's Arcane cross with a Far Cry game, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
That
was it. It was like
exactly like Left 4 Dead.
It doesn't look anything like Left 4 Dead.
It was
there
was
like one screenshot of enemies running at him, and that's it. Fuck, I'm so baited.
Reel him in. It was like 2 months ago we were talking about it, about how they came out and said, actually, our game is Far Cry. And then everyone collectively was like, what? Far Cry?
They're like, you sure? Because it looks like Left 4 Dead.
I feel
like I really tell you what your game looks like.
I really don't understand where people got... I understand people like, okay, we're not really sure what this game is. I don't know why so many people have latched on to Left 4 Dead.
It's because it looked like that type of game mode. Initially, that's what it looked like.
Someone collectively at one point whispered into everyone's ears about Left 4 Dead. This game being Left 4 Dead.
Anti-Arcane guerrilla marketing
it never got dropped. It never got dropped. So
I agree.
That was that one there. And you've got one last little one. Microsoft, it's not a little one, it might be quite big. Microsoft planning a mobile app store launch, says Mr. Phil Spencer himself. So,
don't Microsoft own like Apple?
No.
No, don't be confused, people. The podcast didn't pause. We were all collectively stunned at Steve's statement. No, Microsoft do not own Apple.
Okay.
So, what you've got here is there's changes coming, I think it was 2024, about how stores are working on pre-existing stores. So bear with me. I think as of right now, Apple phones and the Google Play Store do not put other stores on their store. Do you remember the big thing about how you had to get Fortnite via a third-party launcher on mobile.
Right. Yeah.
Because they wanted to subvert all these different fees and things like that. And there are also other. You can go on the internet on your phone and download other stores, but you have to do it via a third-party APK file or whatever.
Wait, hold on. I had a Windows phone before, and it had a store. So don't they already have a store then?
Yeah, but that'd be tight. That's because you had a Windows phone.
Oh,
whereas this is, most. I don't think Windows phones must still exist.
It was trash, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, they were notoriously not very good. But because there's changes coming, they will. I think it's in 2024 that it's being changed, so they have to stop gatekeeping these stores and let people put other stores on their app stores. The crux of this is basically you could find, like a Microsoft app store on Google Play or whatever, download it, and then through that app store have access to Game Pass, this, that, and the other. And I think it kind of makes sense for Microsoft. I mean, especially if they're looking at buying Activision, Activision Blizzard, you gain Candy Crush, you gain Call of Duty Mobile, you gain Diablo Immortal. They could theoretically lock all of those to their own store and have them as exclusives.
Wait, I just realised Blizzard were doing World of Warcraft Arclight, weren't they? And we've heard nothing about that game since they announced it. That's the Clash of Clans clone?
Oh yeah, that got announced and then didn't really go anywhere. That'll come out at some point. The same way my phone is like, do you want to play Mighty Doom? I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, one day it'll be like, you pre-registered for this shitty Warcraft game, right? And I'll be like, okay, cool. I'll have a quick look.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that one there. So this is something that it feels like a lead up, right? This will be a bigger news story for like a year from now.
Yeah, I was gonna say at the moment it's like but maybe they'll do something big in future.
It's just like, what's that dust on the horizon?
Yeah.
Drama.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Worry about it when it gets closer.
It's funny. I just checked my phone, and you still can't get Fortnite on the App Store, on the Apple App Store. I just kind of figured they'd figured that out by now.
That shit is still going on. There's still that's still a thing. It's just the thing that keeps on going. Lawyers keep getting paid. Money keeps going all over the place.
I wonder if you could go and look at like Apple phone sales and be like, here's where they stopped selling. Here's how they took Fortnite off. Is there a dip? Like, is Fortnite big enough that it's actually hurt their bottom line?
Maybe in China.
Degree. Maybe in China.
Sounds like you should be a witness on the stand for the chucking out these questions.
Yeah, I was actually part of the negotiations. Yeah,
or the jury sitting there like, hang on a minute, someone have a look
at the numbers, guys. Just follow the numbers.
But yeah, that's all the news for the week. Thank fuck Counter-Strike 2 came out, because otherwise there really wasn't much to talk about this week. So that's all good though. Luckily, Steve said there's lots of games coming out that we can have a look at. So let's have a look at those then, Steve. What have you got?
Okay, so on the 23rd, we have a game called Omen of Sorrow. This game is
Sorrow.
Sorrow, yeah. This game is a fighting game with horror monsters in.
You're describing Killer Instinct right now. You know that, right?
This has got like mythological like horror monsters in though, and it looked kind of interesting. I thought Josh might like this game. So
this looks
fighting game. Josh will play it.
This looks like Mortal Kombat 9.
Josh, I will pay you to stream this game. I want to see.
How much is it?
Oh, there's a demo. I don't know. It's out in 16 hours.
Oh, okay.
Download the demo.
It looks pretty.
Let me see if I can get you a key.
Wait, if it's out in 16 hours, why does it not have a price?
Some games do that. The Forest did the same. Remember we were guessing how much the Forest? No, sorry, Sons of the Forest was going to cost.
Yeah.
We were like, is it going to be 35? Is it going to be 50?
Quasimodo.
Wait, what's it called?
Omen.
Yeah.
Sons of the Forest.
Says this was released in 2019.
Well, this says on
Steam. Has he done it again? She's done it again. What is it? Is it on like PS3 or something?
Yeah.
No,
it came out on Epic. In 2019.
Okay, so it didn't really release then.
It looks like Killer Instinct.
It's £16 on Epic Game
That's
Store. So I would imagine
approximately £15, 50 pence too much. But we were talking earlier, Steve, and you were like, "Oh, you've got to guess what's coming out." Well, I'm going to fucking guess.
This isn't a big one.
Okay.
There's 4 big games coming out. Speaking of which, on the 24th, the next day, we have Resident Evil 4.
Yes! I cannot wait. It's going to be so good. Reviews are out.
Who here is playing this? Who here is playing this?
I will be playing
all
this.
over this. All over this immediately.
I will watch someone stream it, probably Blankcast, because I assume he's going to be the one streaming it from start to finish.
Oh, the reviews are out, and collectively everyone's saying, "Oh God, it's so good." I can't wait. I actually can't wait. There's so many scenes in my head that I remember that I can't wait to see remade. I cannot wait. It'll be all over this.
Yeah. Okay, then also on the 24th, we have Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key.
Fuck yeah, this is what I'm playing tomorrow.
Can't wait for it. I'm going to be all over this. I can't wait. No. I love the art in these games. I think the key art is so good.
I can't get to the end of the names of those games without Switch. Like it all just becomes white noise. You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You
Yeah,
try so hard, but I'm like, bro, you don't. Just Atelier Ryza 3. That was more than enough.
Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist, and the end of my attention span. Goodbye.
But yeah, I mean, I play virtually every Atelier game that comes out.
They even know their market. Look, one of the main things on the page, DLC, just the words DLC, and everyone in beach costumes. They know they know what they're doing.
Question for Sam about this game: is this a game where it's like you should probably play the first and second, or is this a game where you think you can just jump in?
This is a game you should probably play incognito. Make sure no one can see.
No, you don't need to play incognito. It's not that style of game.
Don't show this to your wife, my lord.
You'll come instantly.
You could have played Atelier Ryza 2 without playing 1, but like it is a continuation of the story, so you wouldn't get the full experience.
Okay. Okay, so then also on the 24th, this isn't really a game release, but we have Diablo 4 open beta.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about that. So I guess there. So then we move all the way to the 28th, where we have Crime Boss Rocket City.
Oh my god, that's coming out.
Yep, EGS exclusive.
Crime Boss City game. Rocket. You'll know this as soon as I bring it up. It's the one with like Chuck Norris and
and Machete.
Oh, that they look like some kind of tax evasion thing.
Yes,
yeah. The game where they showed off the celebrities more than the gameplay.
With Glover as Danny Glover.
Yeah, it had a whole bunch of people in it. Like a weird payday game. It had Vanilla Ice as well, I think.
You know, we're talking about games that we don't know what they are. This is that for me. I have no fucking idea what this is. This could be just some like 3-hour CGI movie. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you know what the best thing about this game is? It's cheaper than Exoprimal.
To be fair, at full price, not by a lot.
To be fair, Exoprimal's got a lot more going on and is worth the money, whereas this is... Jesus.
You know, if half the mechs were voiced by like Danny Glover or Chuck Norris, I would 100% justified.
Yeah, the pink waifu mech opens up, Chuck Norris comes out, says it's Chuck Norris time, and then fade to credits.
I mean, they're not charging enough if that happened. Yeah.
No, it's the pink mech. She's been struggling against these dinosaurs. She's almost out. Then Chuck Norris comes out and just kills every single dinosaur.
Yeah. Vanilla Ice comes down and says it's icing time, and then...
Okay, also on the 28th, we have The Last of Us Part 1.
Ooh.
Again?
Wait, what?
Again?
This is the PC release of...
PC release, yes.
What the fuck?
It is coming to Steam.
Why aren't people memeing on Last of Us like they did Skyrim?
Because it's actually good.
Because they have a giant boner for this game.
I love this game.
No, I agree with Will now. This is like its 6th release, it feels like.
Where's my mobile port?
Yeah, when can I play it on Alexa?
Yeah. Hot off of the TV show, though. Now that's all finished. Good show, by the way.
Yeah, timed it well, didn't they?
Oh, it's deliberate. They delayed this, do you remember, by like 3 weeks or something.
Oh, did they? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
fair enough.
it might not have been 3 weeks. It might have been. I think it was like. It was supposed to come out like halfway through the TV show, and someone somewhere had the brilliant idea of going, "Hang on a minute, this is stupid."
There's a guy with a big sheet of paper with 2 dates written on it, and one's Last of Us finale and one's Last of Us remake on PC, and he's like, hold on, guys.
But yeah, this game is very, very good. I've got nothing else to really say.
Yeah.
I've spoken collectively for about 10 hours on The Last of Us over this podcast.
Also on the 28th, we have Terra Nil.
Oh, I know this. This is the make the Mars planet grassy.
Yes, there's a lot of people. This is a strategy-based game around building up the ecosystem.
Oh yeah, I played the demo of this.
A lot of people were actually really excited for this one.
I played this during Steam Next Fest about 9 months ago, I think. I enjoyed it.
It was quite cute.
It wasn't as deep as I thought it was going to be when I played it. I think it was still fun. I thought it was going to be some crazy strategy game, not like combat, but like crazy depth, and it was
like
kind of
Factorio style.
Yeah. But it was a lot simpler. It wasn't bad. It was just
It might have gotten updates and stuff since you've played it.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like I'm saying bad stuff, but I'm not going to say I'm going to buy this, but I'll definitely be looking out for it when it comes out. 20, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. Next, we have on the 29th, we have Small Land: Survive the Wilds.
Small Land.
Yep, Small Land, one word.
So I'll just put Small Land, Survive. That'll find
Smolland.
There you go.
Tom Smolland.
This is an early access survival game that looks like Grounded, but maybe a bit more early access survival-y.
Oh no. This looks
like... Who does
you
Tom
can have
Smolland voice in this game?
you can ride
Tony
bugs
Todd.
in this. You can get I think there's like a screenshot or a bit in the trailer that has like 8 players on the screen. You know, it looks a bit more combat focused, and
I'm not convinced this isn't Frog Fractions 4.
Because there's a picture of a frog on there.
It has got that vibe about
it's got
doesn't
a
it?
weird fucking vibe. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I was just like, because people seem to like Grounded, I was like, this looks like Grounded. You're a small person in the wilderness.
Small Land, like that's a.
What
joke,
have you made merge games? Okay, they've made other stuff.
Okay. Oh, okay. Fair. I take it all back. Sorry.
Unless the joke has now gotten so deep that he's made other fake games just to pad the developer page. Yeah, it's Frog Fractions 4. It also kind of looks like a Fable game, kind of. Remember that that trailer came out for the new Fable, and then nothing else happened for like ever.
I think about that. Well, it is shut down. Lionhead shut down, right?
I don't know.
Oh, sure.
Or was that after? I don't know.
Laura asks me that once every 2 to 3 months. She says, "Where's that Fable game?" I said, "There's been nothing new." She says, "Okay," and then we move on.
But there we go. Just to add to the legitimacy, my brother in chat is saying he's been waiting for Small Land for ages. So
yeah, but is he real?
Yeah, is he in on it? Yeah.
I think he might be AI generated.
Maybe, yeah. I haven't seen him in person in a while. That's enough time to develop Frog Fractions for.
Okay, and the last game is one called Gripper. This is a story-driven action game where you fight bosses on a bike.
Sorry,
yeah, I did the same thing. Yeah.
Bunch of grippers you can buy on Amazon.
Yeah.
But this game looked like there's a game which it reminds me of where you're just like a tiny dude fighting bosses.
Fury,
that's it. It kind
Pikmin.
of gave me Fury vibes, but you're like on a bike shooting and fighting.
This looks okay. Looks interesting enough.
Almost made it a whole episode without Josh mentioning Pikmin there. That was
I had to sneak in.
So close, just like 10 minutes left. Damn it.
One day I'll be like right at the end, just like, thanks for listening, Pikmin. What else is coming out, Steve?
That is it. That is 8 games.
8 whole games. I can't play all these games. What should I prioritize, Steve?
Smolland or Gripper?
No, obviously Ominosauri.
Oh yeah, sorry, I've already forgot. Guys, it's not too late. You can change the name. You don't have to be Smolland.
I really, really like the name Smolland.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough,
Keep it Smolland, please.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm fucking losing it. Let's call this and get out of it. Thank you for listening, everybody. We'll do our socials, which we don't use, and then get out of here. My name is Josh, aka BottlerWorks. You can find me on all the socials under that. How about you, Will?
Hello, you can find me where I am.
And Steve?
Hi, I'm Quikwix. It's QUIKWIX on all good social media.
And Sam?
I'm Sam, and I'm going to go have a donut.
Can't you just make this section like the Steve Shields section now? Because no one else bothers.
Got to give you 30 seconds. I'm counting down now. And then
Was it on Hot Ones? And they go, this camera. Steve, tell them what you got going on.
All right, Steve, you've got 10 seconds before I just stop the recording. Shield yourself.
I stream in the mornings, Monday to Friday, UK mornings. I stream other times. Sometimes I end early because I cry.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.